Yeah, I think all in all, the artistic merit of this film is so lacking because it intentionally tries not to have artistic merit. And in not
And
having
that's the
artistic merit, it thinks that it has artistic merit. And that's the problem with it, is like, no, man, you fundamentally misunderstand what artistic merit means within a film. We're going, especially in Star Wars, because it's
I don't think he did. I would push back on that. I don't think he doesn't understand it. I think it's just coming from a place of total self-absorption. This is my project.
Fair.
I wrote the story. You're going to do what I say. This is the meaning of the story. That's what I said it is. So therefore, that's what it is. And regardless of any audience,
he's just a belligerent child. He's just
pretty much, yeah. Because it's like he's just like, it doesn't matter that this is George Lucas's idea. It's my idea now. It doesn't matter what the audiences think. I made it. I decide what it is. And so it's this total, like, he puts a crown on his head and just dictates what everything is supposed to be. Mark Hamill, you're wrong. You're wrong. He's not Jake. He's Luke, as I interpret him. You now represent what's happening here, okay? You do that. And it's like, it's total totalitarianism, basically. Like,
he's just a dictator on
pretty
set.
much. Well, I mean, like...
But he's a dictator only in the fact that he's like, what do you want? And they're like, well, this. And he's like, no, give him the opposite. It's like,
Yeah,
he wants
much.
bread, you're going to get rocks. You're going to get rocks, and you're going to eat them, and you're going to like it. And that's what it felt like at the end, too, because he kept in interviews, and they're like, well, after the backlash, is there anything you would change? He's like, no. And it sounds like that. He sounds so whiny, like it's like he's upset that anyone would dare suggest that. And I don't like to be too meta with this, because I do want to just evaluate the film on the film's basis, but it really feels like he does this on purpose.
Yeah.
And so you almost have to address it as like, dude, what were you doing?
Yeah.
And I think I'd even heard a theory going around, I'm pretty sure it's true, was that he was having people watch YouTube videos about what they thought was coming in The Last Jedi, what they thought, The Force Awakens had set up. And so he was intentionally like having it watched and being like, okay, now I know what not to do.
Yeah.
And then that's why you get that, what it exists, because it's just like the most bland thing, because all the theories were actually interesting.
Right.
And they could have saved a lot of this stuff. And I remember there was two things that I thought could have absolutely saved the film. Like the Finn thing was interesting, but I don't think it would have saved it. I think it would have just been an interesting moment in that arc. One was, I thought that Rey should have joined Kylo, because then at least that would have been subversive, because she had been such a perfect character that making a decision that seems kind of morally gray would have leaned into his themes first off, but also would have been like, all right, I'd be interested to see where you're going with this. So I would have watched the third movie just in hopes that they did something with that idea.
Well, that's because that would be, he's committed to the idea.
Right.
But he's not committed to the idea.
He's not committed to any ideas.
That's the whole thing. Is
Right.
he's like, I'm going to change, I'm going to make it different than what you expect. But that is the point, and the point stops there. It goes no further than that. Right. It's just to, so it's very
it's almost like starting a run and stopping before you get warmed up, and then you go back to the starting line and you start running again.
Right.
That's what it feels like. You're constantly doing. It's like a long road with a lot of stoplights, and that's the movie. You're just like,
right,
dude. Can I just get a flow of some kind? Like I'm just like,
yeah.
the whole thing.